Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
So last week, if you watched, we discussed a little bit about credit, but only like from a personal level. So we went and we decided to get a credit repair specialist in here. So we have Chris Coles from Seminole Credit Repair. Hello, Chris.
Hi.
Hi, Chris.
Nice to meet everybody.
So we thought he would, what?
I was just saying thank you for being on.
Oh, yes, thank you. We thought we would bring him here and we could dive a little bit deeper into the subject. So Chris, tell us a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, sure. So I around the end of high school, about maybe 12 years ago, something like that, 13 years ago, I just noticed I was pretty good at credit. I was starting to get rewards from making new accounts, learning in how to churn cards, which is where you just keep getting new cards to get paid, basically. Percents back. I was getting a good amount of money every month doing that, and a lot of people around me didn't even understand credit really. And I would watch people spend massive amounts of money where they could be getting up to 5% back on everything. So daily life, if you could just become 5% richer by just making a couple easy moves, it's like of course you should do it. So I started helping some friends with that. And after realizing that everybody pretty much needs help with it, I decided to make a business. And because it was getting too many people were asking me for help with, credit and building it and repairing it. So that's when I started my business roughly 5 years ago. So.
Awesome. That's actually really interesting. And we're going to dive deeper into that because I would love to make 5% on my money. I use credit cards, but I'm not like the best with it. So
it's the rewards, Kendra. You didn't learn about Alex's Costco experience last week?
That's what I told you. I need to get the
Two
Costco.
free Costco trips with rewards.
There's actually something really interesting that a lot of people don't know right now is Coinbase has a card that you can use. It's like a debit card. You don't even need to buy crypto. You just have to put money in their Coinbase account and you can use this and it offers 5% back on your purchases. It'll give you crypto. So this is something really cool that nobody knows though. You can pay this crypto, the card bill, your monthly statement, or pay it in full with a credit card. So not only are you getting 5% back on that, you're getting another percent, up 3 to 5% on your credit card.
All right.
That's a total of 8%.
It's like double dipping.
Yeah, 8% on everything. That's insane. So
yeah.
That's legal.
It's completely
that's legal.
Yep, completely legal. Yep. The only thing is to be able to pay the Coinbase card, it's not able to be done on the app or on the website. You have to call them and say, I want to pay it with my other card, and they'll let you do it. And it's completely legal. But nobody knows about it because it's not on the app and it's not on the website. But that's an easy way to get 8% back. Imagine if you buy a car, and you get 8% back. That's if the car is 50 grand, that's a lot of money. So
that is awesome.
And daily utility bills. That means that every 11 months roughly you get a free bill. It adds up. So
dropping secrets already.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I might actually take you up on your services.
It's right up your alley, Kendra, with the Coinbase.
Yeah, I like the crypto space. So
yeah, so you can, if you wanted, you can just get the 5% back in crypto and just leave it and forget you have it, and it's an investment and it'll grow. And then you can pay it with like the city double cash, for instance, 2%. Then you'll get 2%, your regular 2% back, and then you get 5% crypto to save. So it's just giving you a savings fund for free, basically, and an investment fund if you want it.
And right now is the best time to start acquiring that again. So
yeah, for sure, stocks too.
Sure. So how did you decide? I mean, I know you said that the high school thing. So did you ever have any jobs before this, or did you kind of just?
Yeah, I've had a couple different jobs. When I was younger, I was selling items in video games. Believe it or not, there's RPGs like role-playing games like World of Warcraft. But before it was EverQuest a long time ago, and I would make characters. I would have right now I'm on a 9-inch monitor, so it's huge. I would have 6 monitors going, and I would power level these characters up, and I'd sell them. So that was the first entrepreneurial business I had. After that, I had a bunch of different jobs, but they weren't something where I was my own boss, and I just didn't it worked okay and it paid the bills, but I wasn't affording things I wanted. So now I'm having my own business working out really well. I just bought a 2023 Corvette the other day. So
Good for you.
So
Congratulations.
in a way, you're selling virtual real estate, right? In a way.
Yeah, but characters, items, gold. Yeah. And it was amazing. Honestly, people paid a lot. I sold one account for $17,000. So that's a video game character.
Holy shit.
It was huge. It's huge.
Don't tell my son any of this.
Oh my God.
At one point, EverQuest's economy beat a lot of countries' economies in real life. So
My husband has talked to me about this, and I'm like, no, like, because he wants to do that. And I'm like, no way. People don't pay.
it's real. The thing is now the Chinese come in and they farm for really low amounts, so it's taken over. But back then, they didn't have access to the technology, and I guess it wasn't known that well, and it was really big, and you could do really well, like really well.
That's nuts.
The guy that bought the majority of the money was called platinum. The person that bought the majority of the platinum from me was making over $1 million a year easily.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for. I'm going to say that like 20 times throughout the show. Like, I'm so happy that you accepted that.
Yeah, no problem.
Kendra's big during our mastermind meetings and everything every week. She likes to talk about the virtual sphere of everything. So yeah,
Star of the show.
this gives her gasoline now.
Yeah, right. I'm going to go back to Daniel. Like, you see, Daniel, I know you watch these. So do you see it? You see?
He is the biggest fan.
Yes, he is. But okay, Chris. So 5 years in the business, what hiccups have come with that?
Basically, the hardest thing is competing with other companies because there's a lot of fraudulent companies that I'm sure you guys have.
Mhm.
The ads will say complete credit wipe, $1,500. You know, they're everywhere on Facebook, Instagram. That's not possible. No company can wipe all your credit unless they're doing something illegal. It's not possible. I've had that result where I've had every single negative item deleted for people, but it's not something you can guarantee for every client. So by giving an ad like that, you're coming across as everybody that pays that amount is going to have a complete wipe. That's not possible. Right away, just by seeing that from somebody that does credit repair, I know that company is just fraudulent, basically. So you have to give realistic expectations. I post a lot of results on my page, but I let people know this isn't a magical wipe. It's not always going to delete everything. It does get good results in a large majority of people. It's well worth the money. If you look at my reviews, you'll see I have like 74 5-star reviews. So it's extremely worthwhile. But it's not a magical, everybody gets everything deleted. So, if I get 60% of your debts off your credit report, that is usually for most people, that's thousands and thousands of dollars, for a $400 fee. It's extremely worthwhile. And if you don't talk to those creditors by phone, letter, or acknowledge that debt, it won't reappear. So it's extremely worthwhile, but it's not something that every single person is going to have every single debt removed. And that's something people almost expect because they see so many ads out there stating that. They're like, oh, this guy can get I literally have a folder that I show people. I'm like, if you don't shop with my company, make sure you don't look at, go with these ads. And I'll send an example. Right. Because there's just so many bad ads out there. You don't need a lot to make a credit repair company. So people just, open shop and they have no expertise. They don't, they haven't studied anything. They have bad credit themselves, so it's like, that's the major thing that I've run into.
That was one of my questions, actually. Like, you don't need any sort of licensing or certification or.
No, you just need a bond, but it's like, it costs like nothing. It's $10,000 bond. That's it. You don't really need much else. So, and then you have to register your business.
That's why you have to be cautious about it, right? So.
Yeah, the best thing is having, make sure if you look at a page and they have result photos, make sure you do a reverse image search and see if those photos are copied from other places. So what that reverse image search is, it'll pull that photo across the whole internet and see if it's been used elsewhere, and it'll show you where it was used. Every photo on my page is the first time it's been posted on the internet was my page. So if I go to competitors, I do a reverse image search, I can find their results on other credit repair companies. So they're just stealing results from other ones or photos that people have posted, and they're recycling them. They're not even real results they've gotten. So
do you find yours on other people's pages?
I haven't yet, but
okay.
It'll happen. I'm sure it'll happen. I don't follow everybody else's, so yeah, I'm sure.
You've really made it when other people are stealing your stuff, right?
Yeah.
Do you have any ideas, Kristen? Are you going to steal his stuff?
No, I'm not in the credit repair business.
Kidding.
Nope.
That's the main hurdle that I've seen.
Yeah.
So, before I jump in, I have another one. But did you guys have any other questions for him?
Yeah,
Kendra,
I just have.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You're on mute, Alex.
I know we're going to talk about different things in this interview, but could Chris, do you have any ideas, like anyone watching this, is there any like simple thing that an individual can do to, I don't know, increase their score by like 5 points or, a decent amount of points?
Yeah, for sure. If they don't have any credit cards at all, those self-builder app, they're like a card that you get that's just for building your credit. They actually can help. They're not bad. It's like $30 a month. And what it does is it lets an on-time payment start posting to your credit. Those are actually legitimate. If you get like self-builder, there's a couple different ones that are legitimate, and they can help. Otherwise, opening a secured card. If you don't have any cards at all, a secured credit card is really good. Try to find one that has no annual fee. They'll make you deposit like $200 to $300. I would suggest depositing the highest amount they let you, and then they'll hold that money. And after 6 months of on-time payments, they'll give you the money back, and then you have credit. And then as long as you keep that payment, the utilization under 30% on that card, it'll help your credit a lot. So it starts your building block to the thing that sucks with credit is any company that's a collection company, they can put things on your report and nobody verifies that it's right. Nobody does any fact checking to make sure they have your identity or any signatures or anything. So that's where credit repair comes in. You can have all these debts on your report and like maybe only half, not even half, have the proof to keep it on your report. And there's hundreds of different types of disputes. A lot of them don't do anything and have no chance of getting it removed. There's only a couple unique variations that will have a chance of removing it off your report. And that's where credit repair comes in. We'll challenge it using the hardest method for them to prove, and I'll attach even further things to make it even harder for them. And they have to legally respond and satisfy those requirements or it comes off.
We did touch on that like a little bit last week, so we're not that dumb. But yeah, he don't
speak for yourself, Kristen.
More than we did. Way more.
Yeah, definitely a lot more detail than what we were talking about. We just have certain ideas. So the secured cards, people, those are big. What was the other one you said?
Credit building, like self. They're like a card that's almost like a secured card, but they're basically designed just to build your credit. It'll be like a monthly fee, and it helps report on-time payments.
Awesome.
How old do you have to be to sign up for those?
I believe it's 18 without a parent's help. If you have kids and you have credit cards and you're paying them on time, you should add them as authorized users. It'll start building a credit history for your kid early.
I've seen that a lot posted online. My son's about to be 15, so.
Yeah, if you have good credit, it's great. If you don't have good credit, you're not making it.
Don't do it. One of my friends, actually, her parents like put electrical bills or whatever in her name before she was 18 and totally messed up her credit.
That's awful. That's honestly, I think it's fraud at that point. A lot of kids have their parents open credit cards and they'll take the money and then they won't pay it. That's basically fraud. And if the kid wanted to, they could report it to the police and it would be removed, but the parent would be charged. So
not good parenting.
No.
No.
Don't open up credit cards in your kid's name.
I have another question for Chris, if you don't mind if I wiggle in. I see like other people talk about it, and I didn't really consider it until more recently about like maybe not paying off like an old debt. Because I've seen where these debts are, let's say they're 10 years old or something, or I forget like what. I think different states, they have different laws, but some states, I believe it's between 7 and 8 years that it stays on your credit. So then my question is, some of these scenarios, is it almost better just to let it like completely ride, or do you recommend everyone paying their bad debts?
My recommendation is definitely do not pay off collections or any debts whatsoever if you plan on getting credit repair, because you could pay these debts off and then hire somebody and they'll get it removed completely, and that money is gone for nothing. You basically just paid it for nothing. So if you're not going to get credit repair, you can go and settle debts, but they're not going to come off your credit report. They're going to show as settled, and then it's going to take forever for them to ever fall off. So you can have debt stay on after the 7-year mark too, until you have it disputed the right way. It's not going to come off. So but legally, yeah, it's 7 years for any update, but that's from the date the debt's been updated. One phone call from them saying, hey, are you Johnny? And you say yes, and you acknowledge that debt by phone, it resets the 7 years. So they'll do that.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I did not know that.
yeah, you can look on your credit report and it'll say the date of the last time it was updated, the debt. So, and that's the 7-year mark from then. So.
Man.
Yeah, because I was doing my own research and I was saying how it could maybe help you like in a long term, but in a short term, like say if you're trying to apply for a mortgage, which that's the industry we work in, it could actually hurt you with trying to get that actual mortgage by paying off that bad debt.
So
Yeah.
pretty much contact Chris first, and then
I think I think that might be true because it might reset the time of updating it. You know, it's going to show as settled, but then it's going to show as settled for 7 years. So that might be what they meant. I would never pay a collection or a charge off. So what I do is I'll work on getting removed. And if I can't remove it, then we go over the options. And there's some options where there's a way to pay a debt after if it can't be removed with credit repair, there's a way to pay it and get it deleted too. So it's not something that's going to happen on its own. You have to get a contract from the collection agency sent to you, but it's called a pay for delete. So only certain companies offer it. You have to request it. You have to get it in writing too, because they're not going to follow the agreement by phone. If they say they will, they still won't. So you have to get it in writing, and that's something you can do if you can't get it removed the other way.
good info.
Solid.
Did you have another question, Alex?
No, I guess just to piggyback off that, I think it's interesting because I think some people they're like in this like mentality. I want to do the right thing, you know. I want to pay off my bad debt, but it's kind of like, well, the company already wrote off on their taxes. They sold it to some XYZ debt collector for pennies on a dollar, and some of them I think ideally don't even want that money to be paid back to them, because then I know there's a whole like accounting principle they have to do once they actually do receive like a chargeback or collection, what have you.
Yeah, that's true. They pay pennies on the dollar, and it's not even the same owner anymore. And a lot of the time, they don't even legally own the debt because you have I'm sure you've seen buildings when you're driving around that are just like towers and there's like no windows. Those are like document holding facilities, basically. All they do is hold paperwork for people. Well, they have to have that paperwork accurately transferred and stored. And a lot of these collection companies don't even bother. They just buy the debt and then they harass people. And anybody that tries to get actual documents, they just say, forget it. We'll just write this one off and let it go. So that's, collection companies are really predatory, and all they want is that money, and they'll scare you too by saying all kinds of stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah, there's some that'll even talk about you're going to get arrested. Like, oh my goodness. I had one of my friends ended up getting scammed because they're like, oh, you had some credit card debt from forever ago and we have a warrant out for your arrest. And it's like, no, people, they will serve you paperwork if it ever came to that.
Exactly. Yeah, you'll get an actual serve, like a serve notice. They can sue you over debts, but it's very rare. From my experience, it's less than 5% of them. And it's usually substantial ones. So like 30,000. So.
But I don't think they're going to take you to a jail. Like some of these people said they're going to like arrest you or something. So I know that's not true.
No, a lot of those calls are scams from India and stuff. So a lot of them aren't even really the company. They'll say like, hey, we have a warrant out for your arrest. You need to pay this amount. That's just a scam. Just like a lot of others. Amazon, you have a payment for, they'll text you. It's not even Amazon. There's a lot
or
of
the
scams.
Microsoft ones, and
Microsoft, or pop up. If you're on the internet, pop up will call this number. You have viruses, all that stuff. I'm sure you guys maybe watch like scam the YouTube videos where they call those numbers and mess with them. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I love those.
Yeah, like Pierogi, and there's some other ones.
So, Chris, what would you say would be a good first step for someone who does want to buy a home and their credit's not so stellar? And Kendra, I forget, what is the minimum score for the first-time home buyers loan?
I think it's 630.
Well, for the FHA is 580.
Yeah, FHA. Okay.
Lower.
0.5%. You can go down to a 520, I believe, but you have to pay like 20% down or something. So
Cool. Yeah,
So-
when I went to work with you, they're always telling me they need that 630 to get their mortgage. I'm not sure what that is, but
that's a conventional. That's the good one. That's the one you want.
okay.
Yeah. So it depends on the program and sometimes your lender and everything, all of that stuff.
Got it.
But yeah.
So yeah, the question. Yeah, so first would be, I guess would be repair your credit. I mean, you want to go after the negatives and fix, the problems. It's really hard to build a good portfolio credit wise if you have a bunch of negatives. It just drags it down. So for example, if I get a collection removed from your credit, the average increase is 25 to 30 points. So charge-offs is around 25 to 30 points as well. So if somebody comes in with 10 collections or 8 collections and I get 6 removed, that's substantial. You're looking at like, 150 something points. It's substantial. So that's the first step, is try to work on fixing some of the negatives. The second step is try to build positives. So instead of, you want to, and if you can't get rid of some of the negatives, or, you're just going to not do that and you're going to leave them, start building positive. And that's the best, thing you can do, really, is start reporting good payments, keeping your utilization low. I have 27 credit cards, but I don't keep balances on any of them. So
That's what we were saying last week too, is that you need debt in order to manage debt. And that anytime that you have like credit cards and it's zero, people are like, oh, I'll just get rid of them. I'm like, don't get rid of them. No.
don't get rid of them. Just use them for little amounts, like gas. Like, I don't know if you can, this is, it might not come across, but right now I'm looking at like 818 and
That's not bad.
yeah. And then I have all these cards. I don't keep debts on any of them, but I do use them so they don't close. And what that does is it gives you a huge amount of available credit. It gives you options to pick what card you want to use for certain things, like American Express. See, like here's American. I don't know if it'll come across. I'm using 0% of 160,000 credit card available. That's what you want. You want to stay under 30% ideally. But if you use like if you buy a new TV and you use an American Express, you have a 2-year warranty on that TV that's not even with the manufacturer at all. So things like that people don't know about. There's huge bonuses. If you rent a car and you use American Express, it has an insurance for the rental automatically. So there's things people really don't think about, but these cards come with bonuses, like substantial ones. You can even buy something, and if it goes down in price, you can submit it to American Express and they'll send you the difference in the lower price.
I've seen that. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
They're all really useful. You just have to remember, and use the right card. So there's different cards.
That's for rich.
Yeah, exactly. When I bought my car, I put down 7 cards, and I'm like, charge all these because I want my rewards, and that's what you're supposed to do, basically.
That's smart.
So
I think that's what we said I don't mean to cut you off, but that's what we're saying in our last episode. It's like the key is paying off the card and to get the reward, because the rewards I think are paid for by people who don't pay off their card.
Exactly. Yes. All this free money is for people that make good decisions to pay it off. The people that don't pay it off are the ones giving us money and the company money. They're still making billions. So yeah, you definitely want to pay it off. Don't use your card if you don't have the money. That's basically the easiest. And if it's an emergency, then you can, but you can get underwater real fast. So, don't go to the Hard Rock and withdraw money on your credit card.
So, the 27 cards. Now, did you space those out, or did you open all of those like around one time? Do you have any advice?
I spaced out. I got paid too for each one I opened, usually around $300. So, you space it out. You can't do all of them at once. You don't want a bunch of inquiries. So, for example, I have I think I have 3 American Express, like 2 Citi, 3 Capital One. There's a limit for how many you can have with each company too. If there's like a Reddit subreddit, I don't know if you guys use Reddit, but there's a churning section. It'll show you the best deals on new cards. And if you want, you can literally sign up and it'll say like, if you spend $1,500 in 3 months, they'll give you $400. And, and it's just a bunch of stuff like that. So you can start building your credit and get paid to do it at the same time.
I love it. Now, the $400 that you stated earlier, that's how much your services are?
Yeah. Other people are around 1,500. With my price, I'm at an ad cost right now because the Apple's update, it changed how tracking is on advertisement. So Facebook ads are a lot more expensive. 400 is, you're not going to find anybody at that price right now. It's probably going to go up at some point. I think the actual number should be is 800. So, yeah, it's like basically half price right now, in my opinion. So, if you look around too, you'll see everybody is literally $1,500. So
Yeah, that's typically you see the higher range on that. So
yeah, so it's extremely affordable right now. The other thing is, what was I gonna say? I was losing my train of thought. Sorry, go ahead. I forgot what I was saying.
So it
No.
doesn't matter what case, it's 400 no matter what.
Yeah,
Right?
no matter what, exactly. So that's what I was gonna say. There's other companies that do a monthly fee, and they'll charge you like $50 a month. What they'll do is they'll file on one bureau the negative item only through one bureau a month. So it takes 3 months for one item to be worked on properly. So if you have 5 items, that's 15 months. So if you do the math, it really comes out. They always get you on that $1,500. That's pretty much what every company gets. It seems like that's the number. So
that's fair. Well, I didn't even think about that. Because I've heard of the subscription companies. I didn't think it would take that long for each item. That's good info.
Lexington Law and stuff like that. I'm sure you've heard of, like, Credit Sesame.
Yeah, absolutely. So now, these little tidbits and insight, when I pay the $400, do I have access to like ask you questions all the time about random stuff, or?
Yeah. To, if it's not every single, like to, reasonable limit. Yeah, for sure. I don't mind helping people. It's not, so 400 is to repair your credit. I have another package that's focused on building it. Usually if you need a repair, go that route first, but building's $400 too. And it's 4 monthly reviews. So each month when you have free time, you'll say, hey, can we review my credit? Or I can set a date if you don't want to, and I'll review it and go over what I would do in your position that month. This can be picking out cards for you to say, hey, go sign up for this. It can tell you what needs to be worked on, what you need to be doing to build your credit further. A lot of people don't know what to do, and it helps a lot to have a plan from somebody that's done 100 of them, 1,000 of them, so.
Kendra just wants to know when she's going to get blocked.
Exactly. What's the cutoff?
I haven't had anybody off yet.
Well, do you deal with realtors though? Because they tend to
I do actually.
communicate a lot.
I actually just I had a realtor referring me clients for like 2 years now, and she actually just paid me to learn how to do credit repair, and they're opening their own company now. So
Oh,
How
awesome.
awesome.
yeah, they were pretty good. They're local too, and they did, they were great, having a lot of clients come through, and the realtor hired me first to make sure it was legitimate and it worked out, and I got her really good results. And then so another realtor in her group hired me, and she got good results. And then now they just refer to everybody my way that didn't have good credit. So
That's probably like a really good referral system, right? As realtors, because I mean, you're about to make a huge purchase. So like I obviously, I think I'm going to do this, not like immediately, but I want to try your services out, right? Like you seem interesting. Do you cater to just people in Florida? Are you all over the United States?
Yeah, all over. It's all the same credit system. So
yeah, absolutely. Nice.
Yeah. And then, so by training her, I cut off my referrals. So you guys can step in and take their, that's one downside of training people. You lose, that source of referral, but then they can make their own business and start doing it. So I think they'll do really good. So.
Absolutely. Do you have anybody that works under you, or are you just like a one-man show right now?
Because I can't trust people to do it right, really. So I can outsource it if I wanted, but I don't know what's going on exactly then. And something like this, I really take my reviews and stuff seriously, so I prefer to do it myself.
I think we can understand that. Yeah.
Yeah. You want something right? Do it yourself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're at our 2-minute mark.
Oh, geez.
So this is the lightning. This is the lightning session, right, Kendra?
Oh my goodness. Okay. So 2 minutes. Tell us, where can people find more information about you? Give us your website, phone number.
CreditRepairSeminole.com or Facebook.com/Seminole Credit Repair. No spaces. That's SEMINOLE, and then credit repair. And then my number is 727-315-2279. My Facebook has a lot of posts almost daily, or several times a week with client results that you can see. And it's got reviews, and my website has reviews, and a lot of client results there too. So I try to make, like, every 3 to 4 months, I'll compile the results I've gotten clients and put them in a folder and put them either on the website or Facebook.
Absolutely. Love it. Any final questions for him before we?
No questions, but just to add to that, I'll put your information in the details of the video, so people can click on that to get connected to you.
Appreciate it.
Yes, I forgot I mentioned that before we started recording, so thanks, Alex. All right, guys. Well, Chris, thank you again so much for being on. I can see you probably will have some referrals coming your way from this group. So thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm going back to the bar.
Yeah,
But thanks, Chris.
Thank you so much.
All right, thanks, Chris, for real.
Yeah, no problem.
So like and subscribe. Bye. Thanks again.
All right, see you guys.